Alright, hello everyone, Mucklick here, and today coming back to you with some new news related to the Riftbreaker, one of my favorite games. I recently did a video where we talked about their roadmap of 2023 and going over the ins and outs of that, and this video will have a little bit of overlap with that, but this is basically about the roadmap for 2024, which they recently released. We've got a few bits of information we've pulled together here in one place. On the Riftbreaker Discord, Void Reaver, which is one of the developers over there, said, "Hi, today we would like to present you the roadmap for 2024. Apart from World Expansion 3 and Co-op, our goal this year is to introduce a definitive end-game update, something that has been brewing in our heads for a while. If things go right, the game will change a lot, and hopefully better this year. Read all about our plans right here, and then there's a link, which I will be going to in just a moment. I'll have a link to that down below if you want to read it yourself. The article also has a VOD to our first co-op playthrough live on Steam. If you haven't signed up for the beta yet, please do. It seems that things are progressing nicely, and we might be able to let you try playing in co-op soon." And then there's a link to that. I will provide that down below. If you have any questions after reading the article, feel free to ping me. I'll hop in tomorrow with another announcement, so I will answer all your questions with pleasure. Have a great weekend. XOXO Void. And then there's links to those two things that were mentioned. Now, the first link that goes to the Steam page is right here. So it says roadmap update January 2024. Hello, Riftbreakers. With the holiday season firmly behind us, it is time to outline Exor Studios' plans for the year 2024. We have plenty of exciting things scheduled for this year, including some of the biggest updates we have ever developed. This article will tell you what we plan to release in the coming months and the extent of changes you can expect. But first, let us take a look at the freshly updated 2024 Riftbreaker roadmap. And the roadmap says December 2021 modding and campaign update. July 2022, World Expansion 1 Metal Terror, and that's checked off. That did release. November 2022, integrated modding support has already been released successfully. Excuse my sniffles. May 2023, World Map Expansion 2, the Into the Dark update, and that one came out great. Online multiplayer is in development. It'll be a free update. Online co-op is their top priority. Other game modes are to be determined. Now, what they mean by this is, for example, they sort of accidentally invented PvP in the game. And they were working on making co-op, and they made PvP by mistake, and it was kind of like a funny little thing, and they released a few videos on it. But this is kind of reminding people that co-op is the main priority that they're trying to, get the kinks out of. Development is ongoing at the same time as work on other game improvements. Release date is unknown, and then there's beta signups. World Expansion 3 is in development. A completely new biome with new gameplay mechanics, new monsters, new equipment, and a new story-driven campaign DLC. We talked about that in depth during the last video I did that talked about the what all they did in 2023. It has the swamp biome and some other stuff, and I think they're going to touch on that down below here in just a moment. Features that are in consideration: mech visual customization, a player profile screen, survival mode progression, economy management screen, community suggestions, new campaign expansions, new biomes, new resources, new creatures, new buildings and research, new weapons, skills, upgrades and items, new weather events, and new missions, and more. World Expansion 3, the first major release of 2024, will be the World Expansion 3. Just like in the case of Metal Terror and Into the Dark in years prior, WE3 is going to consist of two parts: a free content update for all players, and then an optional paid DLC with the new story campaign branch. Here's all the information we can give you about the update up to this point. One thing I want to pull up here on this thing: Metal Terror and Into the Dark. Metal Terror is $10. It's currently on sale, and Into the Dark is $10. Like, these are very inexpensive updates. They give a lot. In my personal opinion, they did a really good job with these. Got a lot of playtime out of them. And they add to the replayability of the game itself, which I currently have over 300 hours in. So totally worth their very inexpensive price. And I don't have a referral link for that. I'm just plugging it because I like it. Let's see. And the new campaign story branch. Here's all the information we can give you about the update up to this point. World Expansion 3 update will introduce an entirely new biome for you to explore: the swamp. While swamps on Earth are rather uninviting and gloomy most of the time, the Galatean swamps are rich, colorful, and teeming with life. The unique creatures inhabiting these lands display adaptations we've never seen before in other Galatean species. The plant life is extraordinary as well, with several new species, including aggressive predatory plants capable of attacking everything that moves. However, fungi are the true rulers of this land, as can be seen in the artwork we prepared for this biome. And then we got this beautiful shot here of Mr. Riggs standing in the swamp. You will get the chance to discover the swamp together with Ashley and Mr. Riggs in the brand new story campaign DLC. Over the course of its several missions, you will get to know what led to the discovery of this biome. Ashley will face a new kind of challenge as she discovers that the swamp is just a shadow of its former self. Our heroes are going to restore the natural beauty and peace to this place. You'll also get to experience an all-new mission variant, taking place on a map that extends further as you complete your objectives. And then we got a screenshot here of them in the swamp with some walls. So we're getting a few little peeks at some of the terrain. This appears to be something that you could use as a natural wall, and they've made a little wall here with some sentinel towers, and it's just solar panels. All of these are buildings that we have seen before, nothing new in that shot. All our players will be able to explore the swamp in the new survival mode map, which will arrive as a free content update. However, the update is not just the new map. In fact, it is a massive upgrade and a rework of many game systems you had issues with, which again, we touched on this in the last Riftbreaker video, but there might be new information here, so we'll go through it all. All of the following aspects of the game will receive an upgrade, which will be free for everyone to enjoy as part of World Expansion 3. Exploring the new biome means more opportunities for research, and that can only mean one thing: shiny new technologies for you to develop and use. You'll be able to craft plenty of gear pieces to adapt your mech to the threats of the swamps. Your base will get a makeover as well, as we're adding several types of defensive towers into the mix. You'll also get an opportunity to improve your economy as we introduce new ways to power your base and utilize the resources you've gathered. However, in order to fit all these new tech items into our research tree, we needed to implement a radical rework. There was simply no room left to add any more nodes, and we were not happy with the legibility of our system in the first place. This is why World Expansion 3 will mark the release of our brand new research tree. Instead of 3 tabs separating the research categories, the new system will feature only one large and scrollable tree. We are working on making the new tech tree as easy to use as possible, which is a great challenge given its size. However, it is a necessary step to move forward. We will try to make the transition to this as smooth as possible, and that is just the first of many reworks we're planning. One thing I would like to see, I'm a pretty experienced player when it comes to this game. However, I myself have had moments where I was looking for something on the tech tree and I just could not find it. Would love to see a search box added. Just something I could type in and then make whatever node matches that text glow or something like that. Looking at this screenshot, just seeing if there's anything new. That's a monster that we've seen before. I believe that's similar to the newish gun that sprays like fireballs that leave flames on the ground. And this says Trident. I'm not sure what that is, but he is holding a spear. So the Trident might be a new weapon type or a spear side grade or something like that. Let's see. Okay, and then we've got this shot here of him going through the swamp. Sword and Gauss rifle in the bottom corner. I just realized that I was blocking the corner a little bit. Just really quickly to go back here. That's what I was trying to point out on the previous shot. And scrolling back down. All right, we're experimenting with associating resource cost to individual resource items. In the early stages, these costs will be symbolic at best. We do not want to hinder your progress by putting prohibitive price tags on basic technologies. However, more advanced and non-mandatory tech upgrades will require you to save up a bit of cash. We want you to be mindful of the research and make conscious decisions about research priorities during your campaigns. This approach will also give you a reason to build up a stronger economy and expand your outposts beyond bare necessities. As we said, though, this is an experiment, and we want to see whether it makes it beyond the prototype phase. Another area of the game that is going to see significant changes with the release of World Expansion 3 is the balance of weapons. The majority of superior and extreme quality weapons show significant balance problems. They are either overpowered, making them a must-have choice, or severely underpowered, rendering them useless against late-game enemies. We will try to find this situation by flattening their power level a bit. We will reduce the number of special properties that weapons receive during crafting. While it will slightly reduce the DPS of superior and extreme quality weapons, you will be able to add special properties later with the use of the revamped mod system. Yeah, there's definitely some weapons that, like the hammer. The hammer is just crazy good at almost everything. Unless you're facing an enemy that is immune to area damage, where there are a couple, the hammer is just god tier at pretty much everything. On the flip side, whereas the hammer will hit a point and then have this huge area of effect on the, that shatters throughout the ground, the spear is just like a small straight line. And it's a very thin line. So using the spear, I feel like it's much more difficult and challenging to use that than it is to use the hammer. Looking at this screenshot here, we've got these purple needle things here, and then these guys shooting something. I wonder if that's just growth that happens to be there, or if that's a wall that one side or the other made. I'm not sure. That looks like a big creature that laid eggs or something. I think this might be a new creature type for the swamp biome. Okay, and then we got another shot here Still the sword and the Gauss rifle, nothing new in this one that I can see. Weapon mods in the Riftbreaker were previously divided into two categories: property enablers and property bonuses. If you had a +1 piercing mod, you could only use it in a weapon that had the piercing property, or if you had the first insert a mod that enabled piercing for that item. The system was confusing and caused your mod collection to grow to an unreasonable size. After the World Expansion 3 update, all mods will enable their corresponding property on a weapon, saving you a mod slot in a weapon that was previously blocked by an enabler. That's cool, just a quality of life thing there. And looking at this shot here, there are some items on the bar. It looks like when I zoom in, I'm not seeing them. Hang on a sec. Let's open a new tab here. Okay, so we've got let's take my camera and move it up just a little bit. All right, so we've got, let's see, an orbital strike, self-destruct, grenade, one of the other type of grenades. That's not sonic. I don't know what that one is by memory. Mine, nuclear mine, turret, heal, and dash. And that's a flamethrower and a minigun. So I think those are all technologies currently in the game, except maybe that one. I'd have to double check that one. The simplification will make the system more welcoming and easily understandable. Mods will also be grouped in the inventory by their type, reducing the size of the list significantly. We will also change the inventory screen to let you clearly see all the stats and properties of your guns and upgrades. The redesigned layout will allow you to check all the important stats at a glance and easily compare two items from your inventory. Yeah, they showed a little bit of that in the previous video that we did that summarized their work in 2023, and it looked good. It looked like an upgrade. So again, we've got another screenshot here of them in the swamp. Let me just use open new tab. Can't tell if that's a plant or a creature over there. These things, okay, these are definitely new. These little spitty looking guys almost look like grasshoppers or something. And then down here on the bar behind me, I see abilities I recognize, so that nothing new hiding down there. The loot system is getting a major overhaul as well. Previously, we followed the logic of a wild animal can't drop a minigun for you. We now realize it was an unnecessary limitation and did not reward you for enough for dealing with increasingly difficult attack waves. With a new system in place, not only will you get the chance to find powerful weapons in the wild, sometimes beyond the level you've researched, you will also get more chances to find rewards scattered across the map in miniature versions of bioanomalies you already know. We hope to give you an incentive to explore each map and allow you more chances to find something exciting and useful. That's pretty cool. I mean, it does sound silly, kind of like when Lara Croft and Tomb Raider would go into a sealed tome and then find, like, parts to upgrade your shotgun in there. But at the same time, it's kind of like they're giving up, they're trading away realism for fun there. So, definitely something like the big monster eggs, which you could activate, and it would trigger a huge attack wave to hit you, and then afterward you would get some resources. They did not feel, in many cases, worth it to do on a survival map. On a survival map, you might be like, okay, it's too risky to open these. I'm not going to mess with these at all. So they're trying to incentivize you to, you might get a better weapon or something by doing this. Expanded story campaign. Excuse me. All of the features and changes above are under development already. We're introducing these reworks to lay the foundation for the endgame expansion, another free content update we're planning to release this year. We want to give you an optional goal to strive for after you finish the story campaign mode. This part is not in the works yet, not everything at least, but the refresh of the elements we mentioned before will give us a good start. Please bear in mind that the following are our plans, and they are subject to change as we make progress toward the release of the endgame update or updates. With so many things getting reworked, it might turn out to be impossible to release it all at once. And then we got another screenshot here of rigs with no UI. And man, this almost seems like a cross between the Into the Dark DLC, where he was like underground in caves and stuff, and the swamp biome. So this is really interesting, but there's definitely like a chasm there. I believe that's a geothermal vent. Those are exploding pods. You don't want to hit those with a melee attack. And yeah, so stuff that we recognize. The core of the endgame update is the ability to generate additional randomized missions on the orbital scanner screen. You will be able to choose the biome you want to explore further by playing an additional mission taking place on a new map. These maps will sometimes utilize a brand new type of map tile we call encounter tiles. Encounter tiles feature unique spots that will serve as the main point of the mission. They will vary in purpose and character, giving the additional missions an aura of mystery and encouraging you to explore the secrets of the planet. Oh, that's very cool. So in the campaign, you start out in like the tropical area, and it's like the least dangerous one. And then setting the DLCs aside, you have to go to like a desert map to do a reconnaissance mission. Then when you leave, you can never go back there. Then you go to another desert map to set up a base that mines uranium. And then you can go to that base and go back and forth between the tropical base and the uranium base as much as you want. Likewise, you get, I believe it was titanium from a volcanic map and palladium from the acidic plains biome. So those maps, the titanium, palladium, uranium maps, as well as the main one, you can move between them as much as you want to. But the reconnaissance maps that led up to them, you cannot go back to them once they've closed. So many people will actually leave an outpost there so they can go back and just make like a big economy place that they don't have to worry about and just leave that there. It's kind of like a, end game trick that you can do to get more eco. So they're basically saying now you don't have to abuse that. You can just generate new maps when you want new maps. And again, let's see, we got another picture here, and I immediately noticed that there's a tooltip down here that's just bright red, probably something that that doesn't have art yet and they're working on. The two weapons, what is that left with? Is that a mining pick? Okay, I think that might be the mining pick. Yeah, because this is in the underground map. Okay. And I think I recognize all of this stuff. All right, so going back to here. Another problem we'd like to solve with Endgame Update is outpost attacks. In the current version of the game, once you set up your outpost and leave the map, nothing can ever happen in that base unless you come back. It is not what we originally intended, and we would love to change that in a future update. Our plan is to allow outposts to be attacked when you're not around. You'll receive a warning about an incoming horde drawing near one of your bases. If you choose to ignore the danger, your remote base will get destroyed or severely damaged. However, you will have a couple of minutes to travel there and help defend your facilities. Hopefully, this will make the game more dynamic and exciting in the long run. That is extremely similar to Mindustry. Mindustry is another game I've played before. I definitely did not take to it the way I did the Riftbreaker, but Mindustry, on it, you end up making bases all over a world. It's a simpler graphical game, but a lot of depth to it. Mindustry would warn you, like, hey, this other base over here is going to get attacked, and you would need to load over there if you wanted to react to it. But you could have outposts all over the world, but you just needed to kind of keep an ear out for any sirens that go off. So this sounds like they might be doing taking a page from that type of thing. Okay, and then we've got a new picture here. And what do we have? We've got, let's see, gas power plants, the things that convert sludge into gas power, backup storage, meat and plant power, ammunition production facilities, ammo storage. And then we got 6 buildings here that are currently glowing. Very curious what's going on there. We would like to add a few more variety to the sub-objectives you receive while on your missions. There are only a couple of them in the game at the moment: destroy a nest, hunt down a boss creature, or clear an infestation of acidic yeast. We've had more objectives planned in prototype, but simply did not have time to flesh them out before the release of the game. Now, with much more experience, knowledge, and your suggestions pouring in for years, we believe we could finally make the system worthwhile and less repetitive than it is currently. Okay, and then we got another picture here, just looking for any hidden little things. Standard stuff on the bar. This is on the Metal Terror game. We got Morphium, which is this liquid metal stuff here running through pipes, powering a bunch of stuff. This is all things I recognize, I believe. Okay, going back here. Completing the activities in the endgame will bring you closer to an all-new alternative ending to the game. The details of this will remain a secret for now. All we can say is that it will require you to stay on Galatea 37 a little bit longer than expected, but with your help, the planet may yet become the second home for humanity. Now, currently, as it is, there are 2 endings to the base game, and the way they inserted the 2 existing expansions, Metal Terror and Into the Dark, is just like, if here's the start of the base game and here's the end of the base game, those expansions fit right in the middle. Like, you can just do those and then continue on with your task. And the ending right now is basically you followed your original orders or you deviated it from it. But then either way, you can hit continue playing and just keep messing around if you want to, or you can start again. Co-op multiplayer. The final thing on our roadmap for 2024 is co-op multiplayer. As you know, we've been working on this for a long time and even started a closed beta program a couple of months ago. While the beta tests were limited to PvP only, they provided us with heaps of much needed data to improve the game's netcode. The progress we managed to achieve in the past couple of months, thanks to your help, has been significant. We've been able to complete a survival mode mission co-op on stream for the first time. Here's the full unedited VOD from that stream. Then we got a YouTube video here, which I have poked around in, and it was pretty entertaining. Again, link will be down below. As you can see, while things are far from perfect, we have made considerable progress. We're able to consistently clear survival runs. Now it's only a matter of getting the performance to an acceptable level. Once we do that, we think that we are able to expand our closed beta from deathmatch to full co-op. From that point onwards, we will start introducing multiplayer-centric changes, like adjustments to the difficulty level, more interaction options between players, additional challenges, and more. If you want to be a part of this, make sure to sign up for the closed beta here. I'll have the link down below. And just to pause right here, I'm definitely curious about the adjustments to difficulty level, because like I can beat the campaign with 500% monster modifier on the brutal difficulty, the highest of the base difficulties. If I was to play it multiplayer with another person of equal skill, there would have to be a way to turn the difficulty even higher. Now, there's a few things that you can go around into the console and change, like double the enemy's damage or quintuple the enemy's damage, or stuff like that. But I'm very curious to see what their plans are to make it challenging for people doing this on multiplayer. But there is a lot of dials you can mess with, so we could make it like impossible right now. But you want it to be challenging, not impossible. We do not have estimates when it comes to the release date. Our progress has been quick lately, and it feels like for the first time we could finally see the end in sight. Still, we can't predict what challenges lie ahead and prefer to be flexible. We will keep you informed throughout the year. The closed beta will receive updates frequently, and we will keep collecting data from your runs to see where our game is lacking. We will invite more and more people to test with us and stream live gameplay on a regular basis. If there's anything we can do to improve communication with you on the multiplayer front, please let us know. So that's it. Our roadmap for 2024, if everything goes according to our plans by the end of the year, the Riftbreaker is going to be almost a completely new experience. We're always eager to hear your suggestions and learn what we can improve, so join us at the XOR Studios Discord and let us know what you think. This is going to be a great year, XOR Studios. And yeah, so that is it. I'm very excited. This is easily one of my top 3 games for 2023. It is wonderful, and it is such a joy to see that they are still pumping out more content for the game that already has so much replayability. So that's it. And again, I'll have the links to all this stuff down below if you prefer that. And if you've got any questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, definitely leave a comment down below and let us know what you think. All right, until the next one.